Hello everybody and welcome to the Phoenix Raceway for the fourth race of our 2005 and 2003 season here. The Subway 500 where Kurt Busch starts on the pole alongside defending champion Dale Earnhardt Jr. as the green flag is out and we are underway in the desert here in Phoenix, capping off our 3-week West Coast swing. Of course, here in California, Las Vegas, and now here in Phoenix, Kurt Busch Jr. leading the field by Michael Waltrip, Jeff Burton, Brian Vickers, the top five behind them. As Kurt Busch, Dale Jr. side by side with the race lead. Jr., of course, the defending series champion, trying to do it once again with the win to return to the playoffs. Once more to the inside of him, Kurt Busch, who made the Final Four back in 2002, has been trying to recover ever since. He's got a couple of one-win seasons so far. He's won one race each of the last 3 seasons, but no more than one a year. But Kurt Busch leads the opening lap racing here in Phoenix. How about Michael Waltrip in second? Has not won, of course, since he won 2 races in 02 after 2 and 01. Caution on the racetrack already. We got problems. The yellow is out on the track. I just saw that, and we're going to cut to it shortly. So Kurt Busch, the caution is out as there is some sort of issue up ahead as we wait for Kurt Busch to get back to the line for us to check. Kurt Busch will lead the field back to the start-finish line here at Phoenix, leading 3 laps in, and the caution was due to... Oh, Rusty Wallace Dale Jr. in the wall. Back on. What's going on there? Looks like there might be a slow car. Yeah, that's the 92 of Stanton Barrett is absolutely destroyed, making his debut this season, his first start of the year. That number 92 machine gets absolutely demolished down the front stretch. You gotta rewind. Catch times, it looks like Barrett got turned by Bobby Hamilton Jr. head on to the inside wall. Hard hit for Stan Barrett. He completely spins out. His car is killed. He will finish in last place here today with a DNF. Out is Stan Barrett after a head-on collision with the inside retaining wall here in Phoenix. He is done. Meanwhile, back in the front of the field is Kurt Busch leading over the DEI duo of Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Jr. As we're going to get a quick replay of what happened to Dale Jr. here. He's 3 with Rusty Wallace and Tony Stewart, and then Stewart just squeezes Rusty as Jr. just comes down as Rusty comes up, and they boom, get together into the wall. Damage to both race cars. Rusty has the worst of it. And then Jr. door checks out as the AI are losing their minds here under the yellow there for a second. So that was weird. But Kurt Busch in the lead now on to the last lap of stage 1. Kurt Busch leading, trying to put the 33 of Clint Boyer in his debut, his first ever career Cup Series start, trying to play him 1 lap down. Who's up ahead of Kurt Busch right now? Boyer having a decent run, running about 21st right now, and now Kurt just gets to the inside of Boyer to put him 1 lap down here behind them. Dave Blaney trying to get ahead of the 33, 1 position right before the end of the stage. Every point matters, you know, when we get down to those playoffs. But Kurt Busch is going to come through turn 4 the final time, and Kurt Busch will win stage 1 in dominating fashion here in Phoenix for his first stage win of the year. Tony Stewart second, Biffle third, Waltrip fourth. 5th place will be Jeff Burton. 6th place going to be the 01 of Joe Nemechek. Jeremy Mayfield 7th, Kyle Busch 8th, Scott Riggs 9th, and the last stage point goes to Johnny Sauter in the 09 as Kurt Busch is your stage 1 winner here in Phoenix. And then on to begin in stage 2 here on lap 83 is going to be Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart on the front row. A beautiful restart right there from the 20 of Tony Stewart. He gets ahead of the 97 of Kurt Busch and nose ahead into turn 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side. The Chevrolets of Waltrip and Burton behind them. Burton, of course, an incredibly long win streak. Has not won since the turn of the century, I believe. We'll see. He may have got one in 2000. Obviously, he hasn't won any of the last 4 seasons with Roush. A new home here in Childress trying to make happen. He's going to go on board. The singular onboard carry here with Jeff Burton on the outside of Michael Waltrip. He gets a little bit tight right there, and Mikey moves into third as Burton tries to operate from behind. See up there, Stewart, Kurt Busch still side by side. Mikey following Tony Stewart right now, giving him a little of that draft through the corner. But Kurt Busch, that high side momentum. As you see, the cars are definitely loose today, really sliding around this racetrack right now. But Kurt Busch prevailing over Tony Stewart, still side by side down the backstretch, coming into 3 and 4 here. Stewart right behind Kurt Busch with the dirty air. The spoiler that 97 is putting on Tony Stewart right now, really affecting his race car, not allowing Stewart to drive the way he wants. Got him tight, and Kurt Busch can start driving away here at Phoenix, leading the way early in stage 2. And now we get back underway here. Sadler, Harvick the front row on lap 90. As the strategy shakeup is out of the race now. It's Michael Waltrip, Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, and the 37 of Kevin LePage have all crashed each other out of the race in a big crash that we missed. Unfortunately, I do apologize for that. They all wrecked each other out. Now back here, we're 3 wide. Bobby Hamilton, Ricky Rudd, Schrader, a little bit of squeeze there. Contact. They hang on to it. They save it. We stay green. We continue on at the front. Still, Kurt Busch is back here in the traffic at the front. It's actually Elliott Sadler leading his first laps of the season, I believe. As 3 right back here, Mike Bliss. Racing over, there's Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson squeezing together with Quaffle. Hang on to it. Martin gets sent to the bottom. He saves it. What a save. They don't save it behind him. Into the wall goes Rusty Wallace and Scott Riggs. as they go crashing together the outside wall. Brian Vickers involved as well. Just 3 wide doesn't work. As what happens here is Scott Riggs gets hooked by Sauter right into Rusty Wallace, and they collect the innocent Brian Vickers, who's already 3 laps down after some issues he's gone through throughout the day. Behind us, we're still 4 wide, just trying to make it back to the line here. I mean, look at this, everyone squeezing together. Scott Riggs has got door slammed by Brian Vickers. Sees everyone hangs onto it there, and we'll continue. As by the front of the field, leading this race after a wild turn of events, is going to be Elliott Sadler over Greg Biffle. Now it's back to Kurt Busch and Carl Edwards, the rookie, on the front row, trying to match his career best finish, which was second last season at Richmond in those select starts he made when he replaced Jeff Burton when Burton got kicked out. But Kurt Busch now clear for the race lead. He's been dominating all race long. Seems to have the best car out there. Now clears Carl Edwards. His brother Kyle is in third, trying to make it another week of Busch family battling for the win. Kurt Busch leading, Kyle Busch in third. Last week they went 1-2 with Kyle getting his first career Cup Series victory. And now he's Jeff Burton on his onboard camera right behind Kyle Busch, having a great run. Caution out on the racetrack problems. Kurt Busch led it to the line, but trouble off into turn 3. Looks like Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton Jr. got hooked by Bobby Labonte into the outside wall. Hamilton went, collecting Jeff Green, and Jamie McMurray checked up to avoid. But the 32 of Bobby Hamilton goes around. Tough race after a really strong start to the season for him, trying to turn around that 32 team to the best they've been since I think Craven in 03. Now Kurt Busch leading the way here on the lap 190, the last lap of stage 2 here in Phoenix. Kurt Busch about to dominate and sweep both stages here in Phoenix. Clearly the best car in the field. Driving away, got Joe Nemechek 1 lap down right there in 12th, trying to unlap himself, but he's going to run out of time as Kurt Busch is just so fast today in Phoenix. He is the man to beat as he's driving away off here, driving it off into 3 and 4 for the final time in the stage. Coming up on the 7 of Robbie Gordon, as Kurt Busch will dominate and win stage 2 and sweep the stages here at Phoenix. He's your stage 2 winner. Here comes Greg Biffle coming home in second. Roush 1-2 right there. Jeff Gordon now making his way along through, and Gordon will bring it home third in the stage. Carl Edwards fourth. Johnny Sauter fifth. Jeff Burton sixth. Here comes Jeremy Mayfield to get seventh. Dale Jr., defending champion, going to come home in 8th. Kyle Busch 9th. And the last stage point goes to Tony Stewart, just passing Elliott Sadler there on the last lap, as Kurt Busch sweeps the stages here in Phoenix, and it looks like he's well on his way to victory. Now, Jeff Gordon restarts the leader alongside Dale Jarrett here on this restart in lap 194. As we go green, they phase together, and the engine has gone out of Jeff Gordon. The engine has been killed. His car is destroyed, as is Dale Jarrett. Many other cars back here. Schrader got 3 cars with absolute trails of smoke. There goes Tony Stewart and Harvick around to the outside wall, the defending race winner. And Tony Stewart has had a strong start to the year. Both go crashing together off into turn 1 here, trying to avoid Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, and their destroyed cars. As unbelievable turn of events here in Phoenix. Gordon literally blew an engine right off the bat on the restart when him and Dale Jarrett fused together, and a glitch that has become more common as we start using this better cautions mod. It strikes again here for the first time really in the 2005 season. And right there, Stewart came up the track into Harvick. They both spun out. More bumper damage for Kevin Harvick, who's just having a rough day. Jamie McMurray also got some big damage there from that, but Jeff Gordon was leading and now is demolished and out of this race. He had a top 5 finish coming his way today. That is no longer the case. So at the front, the leader is actually going to be Greg Biffle. Sorry, not Greg Biffle. The 99 of Carl Edwards, but as we are here with Elliott Sadler. So he'll restart. Oh, him and Bobby Hamilton fused together a little bit right there, but they still get a clean restart. Look at Jimmy Johnson, 3 wide outside back there, sending it. Sadler's a lap car, so is Hamilton. So Jimmy Johnson has now taken the lead away with that 3 wide move on the restart. Unbelievable right there here at Phoenix. He got around the 5 of Kyle Busch. He's leading this race. See Kyle Petty on pit road. Sadler trying to unlap himself, get back in the race. So is Casey Kane's on the lead lap. He's actually in second. And very strong restarts about 5. Kyle Busch, Stewart, Harvick in the middle, 3 wide. Bobby Labonte, Scott with a lot of tight squeezes. Kurt Busch finding his way by. He's got to keep his hopes alive there. Mark Martin just barely avoided drilling Bobby Hamilton. But Jimmy Johnson leading the Subway 500 here at Phoenix over Casey Kane, trying to get his second win in the last 3 races. Got it done in California. Was very strong in Las Vegas. Looked like the favorite to win there. It didn't quite happen. Still got a 6th place finish. But now trying to bring home the win here at Phoenix as the caution is out. It looks like Jason Leffler and Mike Bliss were involved in an incident off into turn 1 here as they got spun up the track and collected your Daytona 500 champion Travis Quaffle, who has just been absolutely atrocious ever since that triumph in the 500. Hamlin's got turned right into Bliss, who got clipped, and Bliss, Hamlin spun together and collected Travis Quaffle on the outside wall right there. Tough start to the year for Leffler and that 11 team for Joe Gibbs Racing. No better for the guys he's around there, reckon. So back at the front of the field, it is going to be Jimmy Johnson leading over Casey Kane, two-year drivers who had made a very deep playoff run last year. But Jimmy Johnson leads the way here in Phoenix in stage number 3. Now back underway here, going to be with 81 laps to go. Casey Kane now in the front row alongside the lap car of Jason Leffler, and Casey Kane now leading his first laps of the night here in Phoenix. So of course trying to get career win number 2, guys. First career win last season. Michigan made all the way to the round of 8 with an incredible playoff run. It doesn't make that'll be the case. They 3 wide back here, squeezing the Sadler, Stoddard, Earnhardt, all closing together there. Real tight racing going on here in Phoenix. The back part of the field here with some slow cars, some guys coming down pit road, lots of damaged race cars from all the wrecks we've had so far. And once again, gonna get another squeeze, and there goes Rusty Wallace. Around, gets turned, clipped by Earnhardt, and down right in the path of Casey Mears, and just barely misses Quaffle as Mears slams the outside wall. Him and Rusty go crashing. Caution again here in Phoenix. As your race leader, back at the front there is going to be the 9 of Casey Kane, leading over Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson and company back there. But Casey Kane leads the way here in Phoenix. And now they're on to Jeff Burton, leading with just 32 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway. Jeff Burton leading, trying to break an over 4-year winless streak here in Phoenix. He has not won in any of the last 4 seasons. Can he finally do it in his first season with his new team at RCR? Greg Biffle, though, hunting him down in second. Feels like he was owed that California win, trying to come back and take it from Burton now here in Phoenix as Burton goes underneath the lap car. Casey Mears, Jeff Burton with the lead, now an advantage over the Roush cars and Tony Stewart behind him. Burton trying to drive away and break the winless streak. Can he do it here in Phoenix? It would be a massive triumph if Jeff Burton could finally return to victory lane here in the NASCAR Next Level Cup Series, as he has not won, I believe, since the 2000 season. It has been a long wait. Can he do it? He leads the way here with just 30 laps to go. And now Greg Biffle has taken that lead back. Burton slid down to 4th. He doesn't have the long run car that the Roush cars do. Biffle now leads it here with just 22 laps to go. And now Kurt Busch is taking the lead back here, coming to just 12 laps to go here in Phoenix. Kurt Busch leads, Tony Stewart second, Biffle third, Burton still in 4th. It's still a 4-horse race right now, but Kurt Busch trying to drive away and complete the dominant performance and get a max points day, sweeping both stages and now trying to win the race. And he would extend his streak now to 4 consecutive seasons with a victory if he can get it done here today. Tony Stewart's been so strong here behind him. They get by the lap car of Dave Blaney, but now Kurt Busch being held up by Jeff Green as they go through turn 3 and 4. Kurt Busch trying to bring home the victory. There's Tony Stewart ripping along the outside lane, gets around Dave Blaney. A big run. Here comes Stewart. Follows Kurt Busch through. Kurt Busch holds on the lead now. Just 8 laps to go here in Phoenix. Kurt Busch leads, Stewart second, Biffle third. They've separated from Jeff Burton. They're catching the lap car of Kevin Harvick, who won this race last season, but has had a struggling start to the year so far. And that 29 car has not gone the way he has wanted, as now he's holding up Kurt Busch, going to allow Tony Stewart on that higher lane to get a big run here coming out of turn 4. Stewart's got to swing low to make a move for the lead right here. Then Kurt Busch gets him first. Kurt Busch beats Stewart to the punch to the inside lane. Stewart, big drop to the corner, shoves Kurt Busch underneath Harvick. They move the 29 out of the way. Kurt Busch through the lead. Stewart through to second, trying to chase him down. There's Greg Biffle trying to keep pace in third, as Kurt Busch now laps away from victory. Stewart right behind him as Biffle works away by Harvick. There's some counter back to the 16. Greg Biffle, around he goes. Biffle crashes into the outside wall with Harvick with just 7 laps to go. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. Greg Biffle just ran to the back of Kevin Harvick and completely wrecked himself. And he spins off Harvick, and Biffle running in third once again. Heartbreak at the end of a race. He was in the mix for the win. Just like California, Greg Biffle takes himself out of contention and cannot close the deal to get the win. But now Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart in the front row with just 2 laps to go in the final restart here in Phoenix. Who's going to go to victory lane? Will it be Tony Stewart or Kurt Busch in this green-white checkered? Kurt Busch, big run to the inside. But look at Stewart. That exit of the corner on the high lane is so good. Trying to keep tight to the outside of Kurt Busch. But Kurt Busch is clear, and Jeff Burton driving through into second. Burton trying to break that winless streak, giving himself the best shot he's got going underneath Tony Stewart. But Kurt Busch now driving away as they're side by side, slowing each other down behind him. Kurt Busch now with a couple of tenths gap back to Stewart and Burton. A white flag, final lap, presented by Credit One Bank here in Phoenix. Can Kurt Busch bring home the victory? Burton and Stewart side by side for second behind him. How about Dale Earnhardt Jr.? An insane recovery to be in fourth right now as Kurt Busch down the backstretch for the final time here in Phoenix and heading to 3 and 4. Stewart and Burton still fighting intensely for that second spot on the racetrack as they go through turn 4 for the final time. He is going to do it once again. Kurt Busch is going to get career win number 4 here at Phoenix. He dominates and wins. Jeff Burton second, Stewart third, Earnhardt fourth, Kyle Busch another top 5. Sauter a great 6th place finish. Then Labonte, Mayfield, Sadler, Kane the top 10. As Kurt Busch wins at Phoenix, his first of the year, 4th of his career, and that's 4 straight seasons with a win. See the final race results there on the left side of your screen, and a long list of DNFs. From the multitude of incidents we have, including Carl Edwards being disqualified for some reason, and Jimmy Johnson crashing out as well. We'll see the updated playoff grid momentarily. So now we look at the updated playoff grid, and guess what? Both Busch brothers in the playoffs for the first time. Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, each with a win, as Kurt Busch got it done here today. He is top of the board. Of course, Johnson, Quaffle have also won. Tony Stewart, Jeff Burton, Greg Biffle, Mark Martin, Mike Bliss, really strong starts to the year, looking pretty good above that cut line. Then, still definitely a big points battle between Kevin Harvick, Jamie McMurray, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Jeff Gordon, Kyle Petty, Dave Blaney, and Jeremy Mayfield on the bubble. The last guy above the cut line right now with Kenseth, Nemechek, Newman, Rusty Wallace, and Dale Jr. being the first few guys below that cut line. So until the next episode at Atlanta Motor Speedway, I hope you all have a good one.